Everyone, let's look at Act 5, Scene 1 of The Tempest, which is there in class 11th and 12th. This scene takes place before Prospero, sir, and it is the last scene of The Tempest. And here Prospero is entering with his magic robe, and Ariel is along with him. So Prospero talks, now does my project gather to a head. My charms crack not, my spirits obey, and time goes upright with his carriage. How's the day? So Prospero says, now my plan has reached the climax, and my magic does not fail. My spirits also are obeying whatever I ask them to do, and time marches on smoothly. So then he asks this Ariel that what time is it? Ariel says, on the sixth hour, at which time, my lord, you said our work should cease. Ariel says it is nearly 6 o'clock, and you said it is actually the time at which you said that your entire plan will be finished. Prospero, I did say so when first I raised the tempest. Say, my spirit, how fares the kings and his followers? Prospero said, yes, initially when I started with the tempest, I told you that I will finish off at 6 o'clock. And first of all, tell me how the king and all his followers are presently. Ariel, confined together in the same fashion as you gave in charge, just as you left them, all prisoners in the lime grove with which weather fends your cell. They cannot budge until you release. The king, his brother, and yours abide all three distracted, and the remainder mourning over them, brimful of sorrow and dismay, but chiefly him that you term, sir, the good old Lord Gonzalo. His tears run down his beard like winter's drops from eaves of reeds. Your charm so strongly works them, that if you now beheld them, your affections would become tender. Then Ariel tells him about their whereabouts. He said that all of them are confined together in the lime grove, which is there in front of your cell and which guards your entire cell. All of them cannot move about. Budge about means they cannot move about until you release them. And he says that King Alonso and his brother and even your brother, they all are distracted and they are going insane. That means just like mad people. While the rest of the troop which was there in the ship, they all are just mourning, seeing their own condition. One of them, whom you called the good old Lord Gonzalo, he is in a very pathetic condition, and tears are running down his cheeks, moving through his beard, and dropping down on the earth as if icicles are melting. The ice is melting from the top roofs of the hills. And your magic charm is really working on all of them. Even if now you would be seeing them in such a condition, I think you would be moved with pity. Then Prospero says, do you think so, Spirit, that I would be moved with pity? Ariel says, yeah, yes, sir, because I would have myself moved if I were human. Then Prospero says, and mine shall, has thou which art but e'er a touch of feeling of their afflictions, and shall not myself, one of their kind that relish all as sharply passion as they, be kindlier moved than thou art. Though with their high wrongs I am struck to the quick. So Prospero says, well, my sympathies naturally would be aroused, because if you, being an airy spirit, is saying that you would be moved with pity, though I, as a human, which is of the same category as those people, would naturally be moved with pain and pity for them. And I would have sympathies for them, as they have, be more moved by the tenderness than you, because then naturally, being a human being, I would also be moved much more than you. I feel deeply hurt due to the injustice they have done to me. Yet now I am guided more than reason than anger, because I think that forgiveness is better than taking revenge. So it is, since they now regret about this sin, so I think I should forgive them. and I'm not inclined to be angry with them. I just want them to realize their mistakes and the sins or the wrongs they have done to me and my daughter. So go release them, Ariel, and I will end the power of my magic so that they slowly or gradually come back to their senses. Ariel, I'll fetch them, sir. Ariel says, okay, as you order me, I'll go and release them. Then he exits. Prospero, ye elves of hills, brooks, standing lakes and groves, and ye that on the sands with printless foot do chase the ebbing Neptune and do fly him when he comes back, you demi puppets that by moonshine do the green saw ringlets make, whereof you not bites, and you whose pastime is to make midnight mushrooms, that rejoice to hear the solemn curfew, by whose aid, weak masters though ye be, I have bedimmed the noontide sun, call forth the mutinous winds, and twixt the green sea and the azure wall, so roaring war to the dread rattling thunder have I given fire, and rifted Jove's stout oak with his own bolt, the strong base promontory have I made shake, and by the spurs plucked up the pine and cedar graves at my command have waked their sleeps oped, and led them forth by so potent art. But this rough magic I here abjure, and when I have required some heavenly music, which even now I do, to work mine end upon their senses, that this airy charm is, for I'll break my staff, bury it certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than did ever plummet sound, I'll drown my book. So Prospero is calling the spirits of the hills, rivers, lakes, and groves. That means Prospero is calling the spirits which govern the hills, groves, lakes, etc. And he says that you spirits who stand on the sand, but still you do not leave their footprints on them. They are just the printless footprints. And you go after the Neptune tides. Neptune is a god of sea. So when the tides they ebb away, first of all, the tides when they rise, you move away from them. But when the tides they ebb away and go back to the sea, you go and try to chase those tides. And at the night, when you dance, you form green ringlets, green circles all around the sea. And you are so tiny creatures that when you dance on the grass, you leave the circles or the ringlets on under the moonlight. On such grass, the sheep they refuse to graze. When you make the signs of the rings on those grasses, the sheep they refuse to graze. And you spirits whose pastime is to grow mushrooms at midnight, and who take delight in hearing the sacred sounds of the evening bell, though you may be weak, but you have helped me a lot in creating the mutinous thunder of the tempest, and you have managed to darken the sun at noon also. You have caused the storms and created thunder and lightning, and due to which I have been able to create the tempest. You have created the war between the green sea and the blue rainbow in the sky. So I have made the lightning as frightening as that of the Jove's thunderbolt. Jove is the, you can say, god of lightning and thunderbolt. So I have given such a powerful thunderbolt and such a powerful lightning that it even cuts off the thunder and the lightning of the Joves. And due to which the robust oak tree has also uprooted due to that. And I have made the firm rooted rocks shake with sudden fear because of the thunderbolt that I created. So, due to which the firm rooted rocks also have shaken with fear. And due to this only, the firm trees of pine and cedar have also been uprooted. Now, I thank all of you spirits who have helped me a lot, and due to your help only, I can even, you can say, open the graves and let the dead bodies come out alive. And the ghosts inside them, they come out alive. All because of the powerful magic. Now, I am trying to renounce the magic and I want to just break the staff, the magic staff that I have with me, and bury it 6 feet deep under the earth. And also, I will just throw away my magic books so deep into the sea that even the plummet is an instrument to measure the depth of the sea, the plummet cannot measure the depth of those books. So I have asked all of you spirits to give me some heavenly music, which now I am trying to renounce. Then Ariel comes after him, Alonso with a frantic gesture, attended by Gonzalo, Sebastian, Antonio, attended by Adrian and Francisco. They all enter the circle which Prospero has made so that their magic charm which is in their mind that gradually goes off and they come back to their senses. A solemn air and the best comforter to an unsettled fancy cure thy brains. Now useless boiled within thy skull, there stand for you, our spell stopped. Holy Gonzalo, honorable man, mine eyes even sociable, to the show of thine, fall fellowly drops. The charm dissolves apace, and as the morning steals upon the night, melting the darkness, so their rising senses begin to chase the ignorant fumes that mantle their clearer reason. Now, Prospero says, my solemn music that I am trying to play, which is a remedy for healing your troubled minds, which is still under my magic spell, should cure your brains. Now, you people are incapable of action also, and you are filled with anger within your head. So, stand there because you have been affected by my magic. Good Gonzalo, the honorable person, seeing your pathetic condition, even my eyes are shedding tears for you in sympathy. Now he says that, then Prospero further says that my magic is now losing its control over them and now they are gradually coming back to their senses. It seems as if the morning replaces night. So their awakened sensibility is coming back and it begins to remove the ignorance under which they were till now. O good Gonzalo, my true preserver and a loyal sir, to him you followest, I will pay thy graces, whom both in word and deed. Most cruelly didst thou, Alonso, use me and my daughter. Thy brother was a furtherer in the act. Thou art pinched for now it, Sebastian, flesh and blood. Then he says, O good Gonzalo, you have done such a good deed in helping me to come to this island. So you will be paid back. When I reach home, you will be paid back for all the good that you have done to me. You are loyal to your leader. I will ensure that you are repaid because of your kindness, your loyalty, and so on. Then he says to Alonso that you have treated me and my daughter for your own use in such a cruel way that for this you should be punished. Your brother Sebastian was the helper in such a deed. So you are pinched for now as a punishment. You, brother mine, that entertained ambition, expelled remorse and nature, who with Sebastian, whose inward pinches therefore are most strong, would here have killed your king, I do forgive thee, unnatural thought thou art. Then he turns to his brother Antonio and says that you have been very cruel, and because in order to fulfill your own selfish motive, you have renounced the brotherly feeling from inside, and you have been so cruel, even more cruel than Sebastian, who is now regretting from inside, but you are more, you can say, more to be blamed about all these acts. You would have killed your king, but I forgive you for all that you have done against me. Their understanding begins to swell, and the approaching tide will shortly fill the reasonable shore that now lies foul and muddy. Then he says that now I think all of them are coming back to the original senses, which is, and it will just remove all the, you can say, unconsciousness and the ignorance which was covering them from inside. The rising tide of their senses at this moment, which is clouded, and they are unable it is unable to function, will soon bring back the power of understanding the things. But not one of them still looks at me with recognition. Fetch me the hat and rapier in my cell. Then he says to Ariel, go back to my cell and bring my magic hat as well as a sword. I will discase me and myself present as I was sometime Milan. Quickly, spirit, thou shalt ere long be free. Then he says that I will dress up myself in the way as I was when I was the Duke of Milan, so that they all of them can recognize me. So he says that quick, hurry up, spirit, and I will soon free you up. So Ariel comes back, who sings while helping to attire. He helps Prospero to dress up in his kingly robe. Prospero, where the to attire Prospero, where the bee sucks, there suck I, in a cow lips bell I lie. There I couch when owls do cry, on the bat's back I do fly. After summer merrily, merrily shall I live now, under the blossom that hangs on the bough. So the song says that where the bee sucks honey, though there I suck too. And in the cow leaf flower I make my bed. I hide under the owl's hoot. And he is so happy while singing this song, as if he is very happy that now soon he will be freed. Prospero, why that's my dainty Ariel, I shall miss there. But yet thou shalt have freedom, so, to the king's ship. Invisible as thou art, there shalt thou find the mariners asleep under the hatches, the master and the boatswain being awake, and force them to this place, and presently I pray thee. Prospero says, here is my dainty, my intelligent Ariel, who is working very loyally for me. I will miss you when I will free you up. But you will have your freedom. That is right. Thank you for all the things that you have done for me, but you have to do some more tasks for me. You have to go to the king's ship and bring all the mariners along with you who are lying in a sleepy state under the deck of the ship, below the deck of the ship, under the hatches, the master, the boatswain. So just awake them, bring them, and force them to come here to this place. So I request you to do this task for me. Ariel, I drink the air before me and return, or ere your pulse twice beat. So Ariel says, I will fly quickly till you take the breath twice, or your pulse beats twice. Gonzalo, all torment, trouble, wonder, and amazement inhabits here. Some heavenly power guide us out of this fearful country. Gonzalo is so afraid and so frightened that he says that all the miseries, the calamities, and all the amazement, the troubles that we have suffered is because of this island. Some heavenly power guide us and just help us to get away from this island. Prospero, behold, Sir King, the wronged Duke of Milan, Prospero, for more assurance that a living prince does now speak to thee. I embrace thy body, and to thee and thy company I bid a hearty welcome. So Prospero says, behold, O King Prospero. Behold means please see the King Prospero, who is alive here, who has been a wronged Duke of Milan. I assure you that a living person is standing in front of you. He is not a ghost at all. I embrace all your bodies in order to sense me and feel me from inside. And I offer to you and your companions a hearty welcome. Alonso, whether thou beest he or no, or some enchanted trifle to abuse me as late I have been, I not know thy pulse beats as of flesh and blood, and since I saw thee, the affliction of my mind amends, with which I fear madness held me. This must crave, and if this be at all a most strange story, thy dukedom I resign, and do entreat thou pardon me my wrongs. But how should Prospero be living and be there? So Alonso is unable to believe. It is incredible for him. So he says, whether you are really Prospero or his or some magical illusion is there in front of me, I cannot make out. because I cannot sense even your flesh, your blood, and so on. But your pulse, if I try to touch, your pulse beats like a human. And since I saw after seeing you, the illness in my brain, which I fear was some kind of madness, and this has improved a lot. And all this requires a strange story to explain. You will have to explain us how you are on this island and so on. And if you really are the Duke of Milan, the original Duke of Milan, Prospero, then I do resign the dukedom of Milan to you. I give your kingdom back to you and ask the forgiveness for all the bad deeds that I have done against you. But I would like to know that how Prospero is living till now, although we believe that he was dead. Prospero, first noble friend, let me embrace thine age, whose honor cannot be measured nor confined. So Prospero says, okay, first noble friend, let me embrace you. First, let's sit together and have a good talk, and then I will tell you the story. Gonzalo, whether this be or be not, I'll not swear. Gonzalo says, I cannot be sure whether all this is real or a dream. Prospero, you do yet taste some subtitles or the isle that will not let you believe things certain. Welcome, my friends all. Prospero says you are still under some delusion that all this is not real. Um, and because in this island everything seems to be just like an illusion. That is now but whatever is in front of you is a reality, and I welcome all of you and all your friends. Then he moves aside to Sebastian and Antonio. But you, my brace of lords, were I so minded, I here could pluck his highness frown upon you. Then Prospero turns to Sebastian and Antonio and he says that I know that you both were planning to kill King Alonso. And if I just tell all these things into his ear, I just crave all these things into his ear, then you people will have a good punishment for it. Because then Alonso will look upon you with anger and he would punish you. You would be proved as traitors. Now, however, I will refrain from doing that. Then Prospero says, but I will not do all these things. Sebastian aside, the devil speaks in him. Sebastian, he speaks to himself that I think that the devil is speaking from his mouth. Prospero, no. For you, most wicked sir, whom to call brother would even infect my mouth, I do forgive the rankest fault, all of them, and require my dukedom of thee, which perforce I know thou must restore. Prospero says, no, as for you, you are the most wicked people, and even you, my brother Antonio, is speaking you or addressing you as my brother from my mouth doesn't feel good. I do not have a good feeling of calling you a brother because you have forcefully taken up my dukedom of Milan. So I request you or I order you to give me back my dukedom of Milan, for which I know that you have no choice but to restore it to me. Alonso, if thou beest Prospero, give us particulars of thy preservation, how thou hast met us here, who 3 hours since were wrecked upon this shore where I have lost. How sharp the point of this remembrance is, my dear son Ferdinand. Then Alonso says, if you are truly Prospero, I need a proof that how you have come back to this island and how you were saved, how you met us here. And it was only 3 hours ago that our ship has been wrecked and we have moved to this part of the island. And I lost my dear son Ferdinand and all this tempest. My pain is acute. And indeed, remembrance is such a pitiful thing, or it is such a, you can say, pricking thing that I still remember my dear son Ferdinand. Prospero, I am woe for it. Prospero says, I am also sorry for it. Alonso, irreparable is the loss, and patience says it is past her cure. Alonso says that it is a loss which cannot be repaired back. I cannot get back my son. But I have no other thing, no other choice other to bear it with patience. Prospero, I rather think you have not sought for help, of whose soft grace, for the like loss, I have lost her sovereign aid and rest myself content. Says, I think you have no patience whose gentle comfort for a similar loss. I have also suffered a loss of my daughter, but I have bore it patiently. Alonso, you the like loss. Alonso says, you also have lost your daughter. Prospero, as great to me as late and supportable to make the dear loss, have I means much weaker than you may call to comfort you, for I have lost my daughter. Prospero says, my loss is recent and similar to yours, and it is such a loss that I cannot tell you how, but indeed I have lost my daughter. And I do not have much more means in order to recover from my loss, but still I am bearing it patiently. Alonso, a daughter? Oh heavens, that they were living both in Naples, the king and queen there that they were. I wish myself were murdered in that oozy bed where my son lies. When did you lose your daughter? Alonso says, have you lost your daughter? Oh heavens, I wish that your daughter were the queen of Naples, that is, my son's wife. But alas, I have lost my son also, and you have lost your daughter. Otherwise, they both would have been the king and the queen of Naples. And I wish I would have drowned along with my son and would have laid in that bed of the sea. When did you lose your daughter? Prospero, in this last tempest, I perceive these lords at this encounter do so much admire that they devour the reason and scarce think. Their eyes do offices of truth, their words are natural breath. But howsoever you have been justled from your senses, know for certain that I am Prospero, and that very Duke, which was first fourth of Milan, who most strangely upon the shore where you were wrecked was landed. To be the Lord on't, no more yet of this, for 'tis a chronicle of day by day, not a relation for a breakfast, not nor befitting this first meeting. So Prospero says, in this last storm only I lost my daughter. Then he says that I perceive. Perceive means I see that these lords are so wonderstruck at this encounter of having seen me that they have lost their senses. They can hardly believe that I am alive still. No matter how much they have lost their senses, I assure you that I am Prospero. He says that it seems as if all of them have lost their five senses. They cannot see or hear or sense anything. But whatever they think, I assure you that I am Prospero. I am indeed the very Duke who was banished from that kingdom. And under strange circumstances, I had to land on this shore. Upon this shore where you were wrecked was landed, to be the lord on't, and then I became the lord of this island itself. No more yet of this, for 'tis a chronicle of day by day. Then he says that we'll talk about this later on because it is just a day-to-day event, a long description of whatever happened here, when I reached here, what happened, what incidents, what happenings had occurred. So we will talk about them later. Not a relation for breakfast, nor befitting this first meeting. Then he says that it is not a topic to be discussed at breakfast, or it is not a right time to discuss all these things at this time of the first meeting. So, welcome, sir, to my cell, which is my only court where I can welcome you all. I have got few attendants, some subjects over here who are ready to welcome you all. Please look in. My dukedom, since you have given me again, I will requite you with as good a thing. He says that since you have returned me my dukedom, I will do as much possible as I can over here and welcome you with all my heart. Then he says that at least I will create a miracle so that you get pleased. Miranda, sweet lord, you play me false. Now, when they enter inside, they see that Miranda and Ferdinand are sitting inside, and Miranda is fighting with